Heading back. Hey, you ready? For a hike. I said last night, 9:30 we meet. You said yeah. Joe did. What's he doing? He's reading. Just a little thunder. Joe, you said meet 9:30 for a hike.
Let's go. I was over there already.
You were?
Banged on your door.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
We must have missed. At hole number 7. Good one, Lori. Right down the middle. We'll take that.
fires on them. How that work? Did I do any extra work? No.
Well done, Joe.
I know from where I speak.
That's right. I backed you up, didn't I?
You did.
I know. Fantastic. Here's the clean out for the sewage. After 3 calls and at $217 a pop, we figured, well, there's got to be more to this than what there is. We can't keep calling the sewer guy every time there's a blockage here. It's been happening like every 2 weeks. So, and he can't dig. He's an 80-year-old guy just trying to make a living. So I told him I had to find the source of the problem. And I'm not familiar with this type of system, but he told me to look for this cover, which is right here. This was all filled in. So I just started digging and hoping for the best. Didn't take long for me to find this tank. And you can see the cover, which kind of wraps around this pipe here. I couldn't get that lid up. And also that line there is an air line, which I ended up cracking. I didn't know that was there. I hit that by mistake and ended up cracking that bottom piece over there. But that was an easy fix. It's all that's in there is an air line, which provides aeration for the sewage and wastewater that's inside the tank. So the pipe, the sewer pipe that feeds the tank is right down there. And I just slowly dug my way through all these roots and Mississippi clay. It's got to be the toughest stuff I ever dug through, and slowly followed it till I got to here. There's a live electrical wire here. I'm lucky I didn't break that. I didn't know that was there. And inside there, in that hole, was that mess right there. I didn't know if these pipes were live or if they were dead. I don't know what the hell was going on. But I found that treasure right over here, all on top of that. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. There's a T right there facing up. There was no cover on there, just all open like that, and the clay acted as a stopgap for a few years. And finally the roots made its way to that wet source and started going into the pipe, which was causing the blockage. And all those pipes and stuff that were all around there, I didn't know if they were live or what was going on. I didn't know which way was which. So I had to slowly dig with those tools there, and also a small little hand trowel, little bit by little bit, to try not to disturb any of that stuff, all that live wire that's right there. So anyway, I don't know how they did this, or how they forgot to put a cap on there and to leave that open like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut on both sides, and then I'm going to throw that pipe in there with a couple of 4-inch fern cones, which are inside that bag, and call it a day. Storm damage ruined our pad.
We're down here in Lena, Mississippi at Nina and Kat's, helping them clean up some brush piles from, they had 3 big windstorms come through. John's used a chainsaw, he's dragging limbs, getting them into the woods. And the RV pad was covered in trees. They had a pine beetle infestation that took down a lot of these big pines here, and this was covered. So me, John, and Kat cleaned this all up, blew it all, got all the pine straw off and the leaves, secured the shed in the corner that had blown over in the storm. He fixed the latch on it because the door broke. He had to take it apart and redo it all. So now that's secured to the deck. And I'm working up by that's the little house. There's our camper. We could move it now to this pad, but it's fine where it is. I don't feel like unhooking everything. We got a lot of work to do over by the art studio and around the little house. Little house is not too bad. Cat had already done some before we got here. Azaleas are blooming. John can't wait to go out in his truck there, take the kayak and go down to the swamp. Fig trees survived. They're starting to produce some leaves. Grancy graybeard's blooming. Azaleas are blooming. I'm working up on the walkway up there with the weed whacker, trimming all that up. Then I'm going to get around the front of the house. So a lot of jobs to do, a lot of work. But we love coming down here, helping the girls out. They appreciate us and we appreciate them. So we got 3 weeks. We'll get this place in tip-top shape. See y'all. Here she comes, crazy woman.